ensure that everyone is at least picking one or two nutrition education tips to help their health journey. So thank you once again. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it, Dietitian Biola. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to
Picking
be
one
here.
or two nutrition education tips to help their health journey. So thank you once again. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it, Dietitian Biola. Um, we can start. I think our community manager is saying it's delaying on IG Live. But as soon as dietitian start presenting, it will pick up. It will pick up. Thank you so much. It will pick up. Thank you.
All right. So, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here this evening, and thank you very much, Dr. Mary, for that wonderful introduction. So, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly. Just give me a thumbs up. That would just be right. If you can hear me, so I can just go straight to it. And can you see my slides? Can you see it? All right. I can't hear you actually. I think your mic is muted.
So it's only the admins that can see your slide, the community
Okay.
manager and myself.
Okay. So all right. So I'll just get started then. I was just saying you should give me a thumbs up, like if the whole thing is clear. But that's absolutely
Okay.
fine. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm looking for the way to make it bigger.
Hmm? Dear, dear, please bring the tab for me. The tab.
Okay. So yeah, straight to it. I'm not sure if I can see the movements very well on the platform. All right. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, lovely. Thank you. All right. So good evening once again. Yes, I think we've got that sorted. So now I'll be talking about immune boosting foods for adults in this webinar. And this is the outline for the presentation. So I have the introduction, the My Plate Guide, Foods and the Immune System, Antioxidants, Anti-Inflammatory Foods, conclusion, and recommendations. So introduction. Yes, so now we are talking about immune boosting foods for adults and the like. So the immune system is an amazing combination of organs and cells, and the way it has been designed is it helps to protect from germs and diseases. Then it also protects against bacteria, parasites, and different viruses. Then now, even though we won't go into like real specifics here, immunity is divided into two: the innate, like what the body grows up with, and also the acquired. It can be developed over time, but the innate is just natural from the onset. So now for the innate, it's natural and humans are born with it, and it's usually ready to protect the body immediately. It's also called the non-specific immunity, and the acquired is actually developed through various interactions with the invader, and it develops over time. The difference between these types of immunity is that the acquired is more specialized. Of course, they support one another, and that's the major difference. Now, I like to use this as a very good example. The case of malaria. Malaria is an endemic in sub-Saharan Africa, so it means that of course there are different measures that we've tried to eradicate malaria, but we still get exposed to mosquitoes and all that, and it carries the plasmodium parasite. Now the thing is, with constant exposure to this particular mosquito, the body tends to just develop like a kind of resistance to it, which means that it's not every time that you get bitten by a female mosquito that you come down with malaria, because malaria is like a deadly um disease, and it kills very fast. So because over time the body can respond to it because it has developed some kind of immunity. So that is the acquired immunity. Somebody can be like, three people can be in the same room, and then somebody gets bitten and the other person does not even come down with malaria. So that's just how that one gets developed. Now, consumption of an adequate diet will help to maintain a good immune system, whether it's the innate or the acquired. There's a very important role that nutrition plays. Now, when I say an adequate diet, what does it mean? It means that it has all the required nutrients needed for normal growth, optimal development in the body, and also, to promote a healthy nutritional status. When I say nutritional status, one easy thing that can come to our minds will be the body mass index. And when your weights over your height in meters squared, and then if you get to know if you're within the underweight category or the normal category or the healthy weight overweight category, obesity. So these things, it's a pointer towards what your nutritional status is. So, but an adequate diet, I'm just trying to see how we can relate both. An adequate diet will provide like your requirements every day. Now, the other thing about an adequate diet is that it helps to maintain a healthy weight. Like I just mentioned, the case of the body mass index, it resists and fights infections. It also supports the normal function of the immune system. Now, when it comes to healthy weight, because there's a level of predisposition that an individual will be exposed to if you're not maintaining a healthy weight, whether you are like stunted, wasted, on the weight, or whether you are just on the other side of the boundary. There's an effect that it has on our overall health. So now, if you're having your adequate diet, it will mean that you're able to meet your requirements daily. You're not exceeding it, and you're not, going below it. You're just, within your healthy range, and you're able to, perform your day-to-day activity. The other thing is that it has adequate carbohydrate, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, and all that. It is a very good source of fruits and vegetables, whole grains. Then now we know that with the whole information about processed foods, street foods and all that. An adequate diet is very low in sugars, added sugar, salt, and saturated fats. So these are like characteristics of what an adequate diet will be. Now I've been talking about an adequate diet. So how can we put it into context and put it into perspective in our day-to-day life? One very good thing is that I love this guide, like the My Plate guide, because it just shows you how much each food group should contribute to achieve an adequate diet. So it means that when you're having your plate, the symbol is like a plate. So it just means that you have a mental picture of how things should be divided on your half, or your the half part of the plate on the left side. It talks about fruits and vegetables, and this things it actually has like lovely colors. So now if you look at the left half, it talks about fruits and vegetables. That's like half of your plate technically. It means that half of your plate should have these at like different times. The other half on the right talks about grains and proteins. Then there's a little circle that talks about like dairy, like your milk, cheese, and yogurt. So now I'll go into more detail. Now, one thing I love about this guide is because it applies to most people across different regions. Fine, it originates from the US, but it's applicable to like people in other regions, Africa inclusive. Now, the fact that it says my plate, it means that at every meal, because we expect that, okay, you have like maybe three regular meals every day, you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, you have your dinner. So it means that every plate, that should be the guide for every plate. Now, fine, we are not saying strive towards perfection, it has to be 100% every time. However, the overall goal should be that you keep trying to achieve that balance. Then eventually you can make it a healthy lifestyle. Now, going into more details, fruits and vegetables, half of your plate, and you choose as many colors as possible. Don't forget that the guide, on the my plate guide, the colors were green and red. As many colors as possible. There are different colors of fruits: yellow, purple, green. Just play around it, and because you're playing around fruits, you're maximizing fruits that are in season, you're maximizing fruits that maybe are locally and readily available in your environment and all that. So you just pick with these vegetables as well. I just want to mention a quick thing about vegetables. The way we cook them, you also determine how much nutrients we'll be able to retain. So when you're making your vegetables, ensure that you're not overcooking and then change this color. Then you blanch and then you waste the water. The vitamin C, they are water soluble, so it means that you tend to lose more nutrients and then you just have something left. And because heat can easily denature some of these vitamins. Yeah. So now for the starchy fruits and grains, that says about 1/4 of your plate. So now our options should be like, um, God bless Africa. We have very abundant like grains and cereal. So whole grains should be your go-to. Wheat, rice, millet, rice, oats, these are options that you can choose from. Then for the protein, 1/4 of your plate should be protein. Now for the protein, it is advisable that you go for the limit options. You go for the fish, eggs, chicken, turkey. Um, then for the other plant sources of protein, you have the beans, pulses, lentils, and all that. So now another thing is that you should avoid processed meats. This is because they are high in saturated fats, added salts, and sugars, and all of those things. So it's better for you to go for like um, fresh things, and then you the method of cooking, like maybe you fry it, then you're adding so much calorie to it and all that, so that will just increase the calorie content. I think this is also a very convenient point for me to state that for your carbohydrate, like a gram of a carbohydrate will give you like 4 kilocalories. A gram of your protein will give you like 4 kilocalories. A gram of your fat gives you as high as 9. That's like times two of what carbohydrate or protein will give you. So it means that if you're having like a carbohydrate food, let me use yam. Yes. So if you're having yam, normally a gram of that should give you like 4 kilocalories. By the time you are frying it with oil, you've like doubled the calories already, even though it's still yam, because you've changed the form of the food. Because so a particular form of a food will determine the nutrient content. So that's just one hint from me to you. Another thing is for the dairy options, like yeah, please, the low fat options is always the like suitable option. Then we can also choose like the fortified soya meal. Fine, soy mix is from plants, but it is one of the plant proteins that is actually complete. Animal proteins have the complete amino acids. Plant proteins do not have it, but soya milk is just like an exception out of the plant food because it has all the essential amino acids. Now for fluid, please, water is very important. On an average, if there is no contraindication or anything at all, is like maybe have 6 to 8 cups of water every day, just to keep your hydration levels on point. I know to keep your bowels moving as well. Yes, I've talked about fats, about things being high calories. It doesn't mean it's not important in our diet. It is, because it also has the roles it will play. Now, when you're choosing your fats, unsaturated fats are the healthier types of fat, and these are commonly found in like plant-based foods, because animal-based foods we usually have like the trans fats, and the saturated fats. Now we go to the discussion around few foods and the immune system. I know there are so many questions about what should we do, what can we do, to improve our immunity. Research has shown that nutrition plays a significant role in immune function, and foods. Don't forget when we started the presentation, we talked about innate immunity and the acquired immunity. Foods helps to strengthen both types of immunity, which means your diet can play a major role. What you eat or what you do not eat will, have an effect on your immunity. Now, really, no single food can say, yes, I'm the one responsible for protecting you against infections. However, there are some micronutrients that enhances the functions of the immunity, like vitamins A, C, E, vitamins B6 and 12, C, vitamin D. There's some minerals like zinc, copper, iron. These are very important minerals that if you take them in your diet regularly, you will enhance the functions of your immune system. Now, these micronutrients have been okay. So somebody might ask me that, does that mean I will have to take these tablets, zinc tablet, calcium tablets, iron tablets, folate tablets, B12 and all that, or I'll go for the injection? The good thing is that most times these micronutrients, they are easily found in your daily foods, which means you don't have to, take several tablets, have this supplement, this and that. Unless it is stated by a healthcare professional that, okay, they've done some certain tests and they feel you lack this, the levels of this are low. But if there is no indication for that, these micronutrients are easily found in your everyday food. Now, for the antioxidants, we call them vitamins A, C, and E. They are substances that help to, neutralize the activities of free radicals. Now, what are free radicals? They tend to damage, like they alter the cell membranes, they damage the DNA, they are unstable, so they just, cause like they can just cause rapid division or something, or damage or anything like that. Like, so what the antioxidant is doing is that, because that is antioxidation, so it's going against the activities, so it will help to nullify, it will help to counter these activities of those free radicals. Now, majorly vitamins A, C, and E. Specifically for vitamin A, it improves the vision and it's also needed for a very strong immunity. What are the food sources that you can easily find this? I've listed some here, like your leafy vegetables, your carrots, tomatoes, mangoes, eggs, liver, dairy, and dairy products. These are very good sources of vitamin A. So if you're able to include any of this in your diet every day, you know that you have like some antioxidants to help, mop up every activity of the free radicals. Then the other part is vitamin C. I know some of us will be very familiar with this because it's also one of the popular tablets out there. Vitamin C, it's tasty, we love it and all that. So vitamin C, it helps. One prominent role that it plays in the body is that when it comes to iron absorption, vitamin C helps proper absorption. So it means you're having like a food source rich in iron. But for the iron to be properly absorbed and utilized by your body, you need a vitamin C rich food for that process to occur. It also helps to support the immune system. Now, what are the food sources that we can? Vegetables also. Apples, tomatoes, oranges, kiwi fruits, peppers, and tomatoes. Now, I mentioned about earlier about the method of cooking for our vegetables. Please, we should ensure that we still retain these nutrients in our foods through our method of cooking. So it shouldn't be that we have denatured those nutrients in them because we have overcooked it. We have, done heating, reheating over and over and over again, because vitamin C is water soluble. So once it gets into the heat, it just dissolves and then it goes out. So if you're able to have for example, tomatoes, you might not really, need to, do any form of real preparation. You can take it like that. So you're still retaining the real nutrients in it, some fresh fruits and all that. You don't need to go through any form of process. So when these things are included in our diet every day, it ensures that we have the vitamin C that requires. Now for vitamin E, it maintains healthy eyes and skin, strengthens the body's defense mechanism. Now, most times we get this from the unsaturated fats, and they are usually from the plant sources like the olive oil, avocado oil, sunflower oil, um, vegetable oil. These are very good sources of unsaturated fat. There's some seeds as well. You should be familiar, maybe the cashew nuts in avocado, um, uh, cashew nuts, sesame seeds, chia seeds. These are very good sources of vitamin E. Now, then we'll go over to anti-inflammatory foods, because when we are talking about the immune system and how it works, when inflammation occurs, inflammation tends to, like maybe cause a swelling or cause a reaction when it's just when something is inflamed. In simple terms, so now we have foods that help to reduce the level of inflammations in the body, because of course when you are, when you are exposed to something and then your body reacts, maybe your body turns red or starts itchy or starts swelling, those are signs of inflammation. Now over time, is a response to those things. So now we have foods that can counter those effects, or or reduce their effects in the body, because from redness to swelling to itchy, itchy skin and all that, if these foods can easily counter those inflammatory activities in the body, they also reduce stress and risk of illnesses. So it means that it counters, because it's anti. So anti is against inflammation. So some common foods, like ginger, garlic, turmeric, cloves. They have anti-inflammatory effects. So when we have those things in our foods, it means that you're increasing how you'll be able to, counter any form of inflammation in the body. The body is a magic. It's magical. It works in an amazing way. So you just know that so many things are going on, but it's a very beautiful and amazing system that little meal will just keep everything to function optimally. Then I've selected some vitamins and minerals. I just selected a few, just to make some emphasis on them and their importance. Now, for vitamin D, um, vitamin D, I'm sure we've learned this over time. The best source is usually from the sun, because the sun helps to convert the vitamin D into its active form. So as much as we can get that early morning sun, so some countries do not have that luxury, of the sunlight. So when you have different cold seasons and all that, so you might not get that benefit. But vitamin D best source is usually from the sun. But I know that there are recommendations in place for regions where there's little exposure to sunlight, to have some supplements at certain times of the year, just to make sure that you're not vitamin D deficient, because vitamin D deficiency is also very is a problem. Rickets, osteomalacia, like problems with the bones, problems with the joints becoming weaker, these brittly sounds and all that. So those are the effects. We don't want that to happen, where you can easily prevent it by, just getting exposed to sunlight and all that. But I know that at certain seasons of the year, in regions, in countries where that is not available, they can recommend some vitamin D supplements. And which points me back to the story around supplements. Like if it's not absolutely necessary, your food can meet your requirements for most of these micronutrients every day. But if it's absolutely necessary, like in the case of this sun, like you don't have sun all year round in the US or in the UK or in some parts of the world again, so you have to get these supplements, for a while, just to make sure that you don't have those deficiencies and you don't become vitamin D deficient. So now another important thing about vitamin D is that it assists the immune system to fight infections, and also it helps to absorb calcium and healthy teeth. Now, because vitamin D and calcium, they work hand in hand, but if you're deficient in vitamin D, the calcium absorption you will be inhibited, because calcium will be able to work optimally in the body if vitamin D is not there to assist it. So now calcium also has its role that it plays with healthy bones and teeth. So all these things are just like interrelated, and they are working, in like a synergy. So they have this very strong relationship. One nutrient assists the other in terms of absorption. So now, food sources that we can have this will be fish, eggs, liver, and some foods have been fortified actually. So regarding fortified foods, I usually recommend that if a food has been fortified in a particular nutrient, especially when that nutrient is like of public health importance, like maybe iron, iodine, vitamin A, zinc, those nutrients, if they are of public health importance, it's just better for you to go for those fortified foods. Now, take it, let's put this into perspective. If I'm going to take like a particular cereal, a bowl of a cereal, and then maybe just a plain cereal. Then another one is like maybe another cereal, but it has like maybe nuts. There's been fortified with maybe vitamin, maybe zinc or calcium or something. Now those things I'm taking like 100, the same weight of the same food, but I'm getting different things from them. So it means that what if you can have this, why not go for this when you'll be getting more, you'll be getting something additional from that. I know there was a time that a particular company started adding some micronutrients to their water, and I'm like, if I can have a glass of water that will have these micronutrients, why should I go for an ordinary glass of water when I will not get that thing? So it also helps us to put like the idea of reading nutrition labels into context. So you're able to read what this one has, you're able to read what this one has. Some even have like some extra fiber in them, because maybe some processing have, made the fiber to be reduced or to be lost. So they'll just say, okay, they've added some extra fiber in this particular food. So if we are able to constantly read nutrition information, nutrition labels, you just know that, okay, this is a very good option for me rather than just going for a plain option. Yes, I just thought I should, spend a little time on that. Another mineral that I picked here is copper. Copper is also very important for strong bones, and also to boost the level of immunity in the body. Now, food sources that are rich in copper include almond nuts, we have cashew nuts, we have groundnuts, and we also have fish. So, you know that I'm sure that most of these food items, especially the food sources that I've mentioned, they are not strange or maybe um they are bizarre, or just I'm just bringing the names from somewhere. These are things that we use in our everyday foods. So it's just like the consciousness that we bring into it and how we are able to combine it, that we, you're eating from the place of knowledge rather than just saying, oh, I don't even know if I'm getting enough or if I'm getting too little or too much from these things. Another thing is that we have the mineral selenium too. It prevents damage to cells and tissues. Is also the function is like similar to the antioxidants that we mentioned earlier, which vitamins A, C, and E, are very, that's their like major area of strength. So selenium too works like that, to strengthen the immune system and also to prevent damage to the cells and tissues. Now, food sources for selenium will include fish, meat, and eggs. Then zinc. Yeah, I know I've mentioned zinc, like zinc, because I know that there was a time, there was time that like it was added to water. Then, if you're having diarrhea, they tend to give you zinc to replace electrolytes. So maybe we must have been familiar with the mineral zinc. Zinc is very important in the body. It helps in the production of new cells. It helps in wound healing. It helps to reduce inflammation in the body. Like if there's a depletion of electrolytes, like if somebody is maybe has diarrhea and all that, like um passing out soon and all that, zinc will help to replace those electrolytes again. So it's a very important mineral for us, uh, and the fact that it helps in the production of new cells. Don't forget that we talked about antioxidants, damaging cells. Like sorry, free radicals damaging cells. So, but these are minerals that we counter those activities. So, zinc helps in the production of new cells. Now, food sources for cereals and grains. Sometimes some foods can have, like it will state that if there's maybe if there's an extra fortification, it can state it. So, but usually your whole grain cereals, your dairy products, fish, they are very good sources of selenium. So now, I would like to conclude the presentation by saying that uh, several studies, researches have shown that anybody, individuals who consume lots of fruits and vegetables as part of your diet every day, because this is not something that it will just be a one-off thing. This is something that in the next 6 months, in the next 6 years, like going forward, it should be like a part of you already. So something sustainable. So individuals who consume lots of fruits and vegetables as part of their everyday diet, they are better equipped to fight off infections compared to those who do not. So it means that somebody is exposed to the same thing, but candidate A has been, just loading up, loading up, loading up. Like it just brings it to fore the whole concept about prevention being better than cure. So now, candidates A has been loading up with lots of fruits and vegetables every day. And then there's somebody who has not. If they come, if something similar tends to attack both of them, the candidate A has a better chance, of fighting those things off than candidate B. Now, when we are able to incorporate all of these foods into our everyday diet, it plays a major role in boosting immune function and overall health. Now, what is my recommendation? Like maybe your take home for today. According to the World Health Organization, there's a recommendation that you should have about 400 grams of fruits and vegetables every day. That is like 5 portions of fruits and vegetables every day. So fine. Maybe you're telling me that I've never started with one portion. You're telling me to have five. I've never started with 50 grams. You're telling me to have 400. That would like start. Let me put that into perspective now. An apple, like the usual apple, depending on the size, should be like a portion. A banana, like medium sized, should be like a portion. The usual like medium sized orange should be like a portion. Um, what other fruit is common? Watermelon, like if you have like, should I say a triangle or a slice, should be like a portion. So now a portion should be like 80 grams. So now I'm saying that you should have that 80 grams like maybe 5 different times every day. So now, if you've never started with maybe one portion, you can start from somewhere. So now, which is why I've explained how a portion will look like when you're having your fruits. And this is also including vegetables. So like your leafy vegetables, your green leafy vegetables, not even your non-leafy vegetables, it also counts towards it. So if we really think about it, it might not really be as hard as 400 grams. What do you mean 400 grams? So if you divide like fruits, maybe you have 3 portions of fruits, then you have 2 portions of vegetables, or however it will work for you, or whatever method that you think will be more suitable for you. Or if your own goal is just to start, that would also be a very good point for you. So continue to eat smart and live well. It's all about you. So thank you very much for these are my references. Thank you very much for listening to me today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. But thank you so much, Dietitian Abiola Ogunwale. Guys, let me tell you, this nutrition session, it's not free. It's not cheap. For her to honor our invitation and just speak to our community members and everyone that have joined this live session today, I am so thankful to Dietitian Biola for giving us just a session that is paid for. To be honest, members in our community know that nutrition education and Q&A sessions, they are not just time to just share knowledge, but we try to engage and also see how to be of help even after the session. So thank you, Dietitian Biola. Well, thank you for sharing your expertise with us. We're so thankful. Sorry guys, for people sending messages, you see that being on my phone. Our community manager too is connected. We're trying to see people that willing to share questions. I will share one or two questions with you in a minute, dietitian. But also know that we'll upload on YouTube. We'll upload this recorded session on YouTube. For logistic reason, YouTube was supposed to approve our live recording before this afternoon, but we didn't get it done. So they're telling us it will be available for live streaming by 4 p.m. And this is already past 3 Eastern time in the US and past 8, like 8, is it 8:10 p.m. in UK now? So that would have put us behind our schedule. So, but we will upload this recorded session on YouTube immediately or before the weekend runs out. So now I'll be talking about the questions that we have for Dietitian Biola. Before now, people didn't send the questions, but now that I have one or two, Dietitian B, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay,
Yeah.
so first question. So someone was saying that why is she just talking about immune boosting foods for adults? Why not children? Can you answer that?
You'll be the one to answer.
I know. I was just trying to pull your legs. So for this session, yeah, for this session, we're only focusing on immune boosting food for adults. We have another session that will be engaging like another guest speaker to tell us more about what they think for our kids, our kiddos, our children, or even teenagers and the like. But the recommendations and the teaching dietitian Biola has given to us today is for young adults and let's just say adult population. Do you get that? Thank you for that question. But I hope my answer is succinct and straight to the point. And Dietetic Biola already gave an answer by cheering me and laughing and saying, you should answer that because the focus of our section, yeah, the focus of our session is actually immune boosting foods for adults. So thank you. Moving on to the next question is that when you say antioxidant and oh you can incorporate this in this food and also from your conclusion we have a question here. Let me take it. Let me just say it here. Okay, he said anti-inflammatory foods and antioxidants can help reduce the risk of illnesses and reduce stress. How does that work? Can you give example ginger, garlic, turmeric, and cloves? How does that work? Is it that we just chew those ginger, garlic every day, especially like you see on social media, drink this in the morning, lemon water, ginger, cloves, everything? Or how do we incorporate that in our food for reduction in our risks of being sick or being ill, even after a stressful day?
All right. So thank you very much. So yeah, those are just examples. Actually, I couldn't have picked everything that happens to be or to have like an anti-inflammatory effect. Then also, those are like maybe common examples actually that we have in our areas. Now, maybe for maybe ginger, garlic, and all that. There's a way that it can be maybe blended into your maybe your stew, your soup. Like the way maybe I should have added onions to that list as well. There's a way you can fry like just make it like a base of your sauce before you do anything, or just blend it into puree. Then also I know you can also have it like maybe your drink, like allow it to just maybe boil some ginger, just to have it like as tea. Then I think the best shots would be that if you have like if you have your sauce, or if you just want to blend it together. Sometimes people also use it with this paste for pap. You can have it, or if you want to have your like your zobo, the hibiscus leaves, you know just to have like, or your lemongrass, you can have it in different forms and styles. And if it's like a base for your stew, or for your sauce, or for your soup, you can have it grated into it. So they are just things to reduce those and that's for ginger, because I specifically mentioned ginger, garlic, cloves. But for the other part of the antioxidants, um like working against the effect of oxidation in the body, I've mentioned that majorly these are in vitamins A, C, and E, and the common food sources that you can easily relate with, um should I say, bright colored fruits and vegetables, like the red fruits, the green, the yellow, the purple, dark green, light green, as many as they are in your area and your vicinity. I know that maybe we have, like different people from different areas, so those things are options for you. Then some like maybe leafy vegetables, if you're taking it raw. I just mentioned tomatoes, for example. Like tomatoes can be used like taken raw. You can add it to your food. You can maybe just steam it. You can use it in diverse ways. Now, if it's not just tomatoes, you can also have like some people to take like maybe some types of peppers and all that, just to dice. You can have it in different forms. And if it's just to blend and make it into like a stew or sauce, or use it as a base, that's another option. Then if it's for like local leaves, like ewedu, like ugu, like shoko, all those local vegetables, you know how to uh, make them into soups, or add them with maybe beans pottage or like, or make it with your yam, or rice, or anything at all. So it just depends. Like there are varieties of ways in which we can easily enjoy all these foods that are very good sources of vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Then for vitamin E, like plant sources of oils, like because they have the unsaturated fats, like uh, if it's veg oil, if it's olive oil, if it's sunflower oil, those are good, or avocado oil. These are good options. But because I'm saying the oils are good options, does not still mean that we abuse them. We shouldn't forget that like the same quantity of oil will give you more than twice the calories for carbohydrate or protein. So the fact that it's a healthy form of oil does not still mean that you should take it in excess, because you're taking more than what protein or carbohydrate will give you. So you should still use all these things in like moderate quantities, because it is a high calorie food, and every individual have like a requirement every day. So if you tend to take fried yam, fried plantain, fried egg, fried chicken, the plantain, yam, they belong to a class. Chicken belongs to another class. Eggs belong to another class. But the introduction of oil has, multiplied or doubled the calorie in that food. So uh so you should still take these things in like moderate quantity. So thank you very much. Did we just lose Dr. Mary? Okay, she's back. Y- Yeah, I think we lost you. You're muted, I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to remove the slide so that people can see you
Okay.
more. Yeah.
So have you removed it? Okay, should I
Yes,
remove it?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I was just rounding up on the alls and all that. So I hope I've answered the
Yeah.
questions.
One more question. We have, I think, two more, not one more. That's what I was reading, and I also wanted the big screen so that we can see each other well. One more question from the community member I have, and also another one that I personally want to share, ask rather, just for my not curiosity, but for also an expert's view on this immune boosting food. So the question from our community member first. Um, you mentioned to us while talking that incorporating fruits and vegetables help um to fight infections, just like you said, and we talked about the ginger, garlic, turmeric. Awesome question. This person is now saying that how feasible it is, especially in the economy of today, to consume 400 grams of fruit and vegetables.
That's very
Okay.
that's very tricky. All right, so I'll make an attempt, and I hope it works for the person. So I know I mentioned it in passing that if you've not even started taking any grab at all or any portion, you can start from something. There's a goal, there's a target, there's a you have an aim, and there is a recommendation, which is have 5 portions, just to boost your level of immunity, and also to reduce. In fact, it is because we are talking about this in line with the immune functions of fruits and vegetables. The other part of fruits and vegetables will be in terms of reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. So it's not just I'm not that's not the only function, but I'm just streamlining it to this presentation for today, that the function as far as immune boosting is concerned. There are other functions for that fruits and vegetables have: your bowel health, like your digestive health, like reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases later on in life, like with your heart, with your kidneys, everything related. Then also for healthy weight, to just remain within the recommended nutritional status. So there are other things, reducing like issues with the heart problems. So there are other things that fruits and vegetables will help you do, and also increasing your like bowel movements, like you're not constipated, you're not retaining what should be excreted, and all that, because trust me, that can be a task for so many people when they are constipated. Is a major thing. So there are other health benefits that fruits and vegetables will have, not only for immunity. That's number one. Number two, start from somewhere. Just know that the goal or the recommendation is this. So you start from somewhere. And like a portion should be like about 80 grams, really. So, but 80 grams, you might think 80 grams is not like, if you just an apple is likely going to be more than 80 grams. An apple should be like maybe 120 grams, or like maybe 200 naira worth of apple, like should be like at that age. So if you take like one of that, you're already like one and a half portion of your target in a day. So if you look at it from that perspective and not just as a task, then I also say that it's not just fruit, your vegetables. Like, how often do you take vegetables, like the leafy ones and the non-leafy ones? Like if it's okra, if it's ewedu, if it's the leafy vegetables, how often do you take all of this? So these are things that you can like think about, like onions, for example. Like onions is also part of it. So don't just think of it like I'm saying you should take banana or apple or orange. These are this fine. There's a recommendation. There's a target for these things, but just think about it like, if you have your tomatoes, like peppers, like onions, those like uh if you have like cucumbers, those are non leafy vegetables that you have. So if you can just think about different varieties and not just limit it to fruits, so you can do 3 fruits 2 veg, or 3 veg 2 fruits, or just start from somewhere and then you see how you can progress. I understand the states, like the economic status and all that, but if you start from somewhere, you just see how things will work. And I hope, I don't know if I've been able to answer the question.
I would say you did so well, my dietitian. Anyways,
Thank you.
food cost goes beyond the immediate economy or the price in the market. Food cost of fruits and vegetables, or I will even say the cost of healthy eating, is an investment. It is an investment, and like our dietitian has rightly said, health issues, health condition of an individual might actually determine the type of fruits they are consuming and what have you. But majorly, it's more of incorporating fruits and vegetables into your regular meals. you know. So thank you, dietitian. The last question for you. This is also quite tricky for me personally, but I am asking from my own view, POV, like they used to say, point of view. I agree that the foods, the anti-inflammatory, the antioxidants, and everything are really important to boost our immune function and overall health. What is the place of an individual not just managing a health condition that is linked to maybe their CD4 count for immune level or things like that? What is the health implication of an individual, or the benefit of seeking the right counsel from a licensed health practitioner, dietitian, or even their primary physician before self-medicating on a medical condition because they said these food are good. Somebody on Instagram is saying, eat this, eat this. If you have cancer, you can eat this, blend carrot and drink carrot every day. What is the health implication of seeking the right counsel from a licensed health practitioner?
All right. Thank you very much. So the
Yes.
first thing is information is power. Like if you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. So now, um, I'm an advocate for right information from the right source any day, anytime. That is, there's no no two way about that. So now, seeking the right information is like from a licensed person is key. In fact, sometimes when you go to somebody, like if you have like maybe some like a condition or anything, and then you see somebody and they tell you, oh, this is what you should do, this is what is recommended, the person can even still tell you, like the professional can still tell you to seek a second opinion if you're not really convinced about it. So that shows that where two or more are gathered, like where there's evidence between two or more people, then you know what is right. How much more just a random like information source, or you just type it on the internet or something. So I'm even still saying that within the registered professions, people still say seek like or I'll speak to my maybe my colleague, I'll speak to somebody else, I'll speak to this, I'll speak to that. It happens a lot. So getting the information from the right source is should be our go-to, rather than just thinking of, or if you just think of a particular, if something just happens, like if you just feel a sharp pain, like, oh, let me type it on the internet. Sharp pain in your neck. What does it mean? Okay, what can I do to help or relieve this pain? Please, if you have any, even if you don't have, like before you attempt to do anything, it's better to get like a go ahead from registered, like a licensed professional that can help you in making the right medical decisions, because we don't want to be playing. Your health is like your health is wealth. You can't just play around with your health um like it's something that should be paramount. I think I briefly saw something yesterday about like somebody tagging like a popular doctor on the internet about how something happened to her and all that, and from one condition to the other, it just became complicated and all that, and I was like, wow, there are so many things happening. So if you don't get the information from the right source, like get from the right source, know that you're getting this information from the right source and the person is giving you a go ahead. And then I feel that sometimes when we just maybe buy things out of advertisement, or out of maybe we are just seeing it, if there is no need, like or especially maybe like maybe supplements, maybe tablets or drinks or teas or anything. If there is absolutely no need for all these things, your food is just right and it's just enough. If it is not enough for you, somebody will let you know. And if somebody can only let you know if you go to the right source to demand for information. Like if you don't go to the right source, nobody will just come and tell you that don't do this, don't do this. It's only when you go there, there will be like a proper assessment that will be done, a diagnosis will be done, then there will be an intervention. So it's like a process. There's a procedure to all of these things. But if there is no assessment, there is no diagnosis, there is no uh, you just went straight to intervention, like intervention on your own, then who will monitor? Who will do the evaluation? So really, like when it comes to decisions regarding our health, go to the right source to get the information. When the person does it, like there'll be a history, there'll be all these things will go through any registered like professional, like anybody that is licensed and all that in whatever field. So they can then say, okay, maybe you need medical intervention or surgical intervention or dietary intervention. They can then um just point you to who you should go to, just to seek whatever it is. But rather than just sitting back and relaxing, we should just take that right step. If we feel something is not just right, please just get the information from the right source. Thank you.
Ooh,
Ah.
in church when they say preach and pastor, I am an advocate for the right knowledge from the right source. That is my take home message this afternoon, my own time, evening in UK time, evening in West African time, especially in Nigeria. Not just because we want you to go to the right source or go and pay a dietitian or a physician or a pediatrician or even a an oncologist, or what else again can I remember, or a physiotherapist. The reason is because we don't want you to go like zigzag manner before finding the right pathway. It is good that you're ex- will I use the word, you are really prudent with the financial capacity that you have. You are prudent with the little that you have to manage, not just because of your health, but for your family's well-being and for your own health as well. So it is good to seek the right source. In Nigeria, I know the doctor to patient ratio is really appalling, but I am coming to see now, especially even reading more on LinkedIn and the like, that there are a lot of interventions, foundation that is coming. Please, check with your primary physician, get a referral to a registered dietitian, and that please do that. It is really important. I know our guest just opt out of the live stream, but please and please, it is really important from what she said. Consuming 400 grams of fruits and vegetables, it's key, but more to it is about being intentional on what you eat every day. Your investment on how you prioritize healthy meals from your grocery list, or from also just doing the basics of bulk buying, doing a lot of things. Nigerian economy is not smiling, but you can as well still source for healthy food options with the right knowledge. And also, if you are dealing with a health condition, seek proper diagnosis, not just diagnosis, proper diagnosis from your physician. And like dietitian rightly mentioned, you can as well seek a second or a third opinion. Please do that. But more to it is follow what they tell you. Don't follow an influencer's information. Follow your dietitian's advice. Follow your primary physician's advice. Follow your nurse practitioner or your midwife's advice. Follow your gynecologist advice. Follow the prenatal counsel they've given to you during your antenatal visit. Follow it to the core. And if you're in doubt, seek second opinion or speak to another practitioner. Advocate for yourself. You're in the West. Advocate and ask questions. These are very important points during your healthcare seeking behavior, and also while you're trying to adopt healthy lifestyle. Please, and please. Oh, our guest is back. I'll hand her back to the stage. Thank you. I don't know if you heard what I said, dietitian. I was only re-echoing what you mentioned. Can you hear me? Okay, so our time For the live session is past spent. We have 4 minutes past our time, and we want to keep up. Thank you, dietitian Abiola. Can you hear me? Okay, so I think
Can
she's
you hear
trying
me?
to. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't know.
Okay. So just wrapping up. Thank you so much, dietitian. We got value for our time. I'm speaking on behalf of my community members. I can see a lot of them on this live chat. I've seen about 3 or 4 new members. Can you hear?
Okay, I think I can hear you now.
Okay. Is it from my side, Mr. Ife?
No, I
Can
can
you
hear you.
hear
It's
me?
fine. It's fine. I can hear you.
Okay. I know the community manager is on the call too. So if you can hear me, please do thumbs up. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Um, like I was trying to wrap up the session. Thank you, Dietitian Abiola, for joining us today. This is our first live session. We've been having the Q&A session on Teams, and we are so thankful that you are here today to join us. And we are having another guest in June. Drum rolls, you will see the flyer. You will see the flyer. We already have someone for June 14. And also we have guests scheduled to up until September, October this year, at least during our bi-weekly session. Look out for our flyers on Instagram, maybe on LinkedIn, but most especially in our community, we give updates. But thank you, Dietitian Biola, and we'll talk later. Thank you everyone for joining. I can see new names on the chat. The comment session is turned off, but I definitely checked the names of the people that joined via Instagram. Thank you so much, everyone. If you want to access dietitian to share that email, but I'll be putting that out also in a community WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. If you have any questions and you're not in our community, send us a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, or LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn page. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.